Mm-mm. Ooh. I zoomed in a little too far for you guys. Sorry about that. Hey, hey. It's Sandy from Doux Designs. How are you guys tonight? Oh, thank you. Checking to see how everybody's doing tonight. I just am really feeling like coloring this little guy tonight because he's so cute. I really like him. So I want to create something with him tonight. But you know what? I have no plan. I have absolutely zero plan tonight. So we're going to see. I pulled some of the new stencils so we could see how they work. And I pulled this little guy so we could color him. And then whatever it turns into, great. That's what we're going to do. Hi, Beth. How are you? So glad to see you. It was so hard because there's so many new cool items that I wanted to use tonight that it was really, really hard to make a decision on what to do. So we're just going to play with a whole bunch of stuff and see what it turns out to be. Because I have no idea what I'm doing with this tonight. So to start off, what we're going to do is we're going to stamp off this alien guy right here with our Memento ink. And we're going to color him. I do have this scrap piece of paper from the paper pack that was left over from when I made a card. And I kind of want to incorporate that in whatever we do tonight. So stenciling and pattern paper doesn't usually work out that way. But yeah, I think we're going to do it. I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know how it's going to come out, but we're going to play. So I haven't seen any comments. So if someone could say hi, I would greatly appreciate that. And Beth, it keeps telling me you're watching. Is it booting you out? Or we'll have to catch a replay. CWS is on. Is the only time I get to watch ESPN. Okay, Kelly. No problem. You can watch the replay here for 30 days and YouTube after that. Hey, my other Beth. Hello. Hi, Leslie. How's everyone tonight? Super glad to see you guys on. It's been a little bit of a hectic day. I had to work today, but Dale did not. It's his birthday, so he doesn't have to work today. So we went and had ice cream and Great American Cookie Company because I love that stuff. So I'm going to put these stencils aside, but somehow I want to incorporate all of them if possible because I just want to show you guys how they work. I mean, who doesn't want to learn that? How fun would that be? Let's zoom in, not out, so we can color our little guy and you can see me coloring him. Okay, all right, so we're ready to go. I'm sorry I was not prepared today. I had to work late, so I didn't get off work, and then I had to run and go get ice cream and cake with Dale because, you know, we didn't have any at the house. So normally when people color aliens or whatever, they make them a green color, and I like the green color, but I also like to add something just a little bit different to it so that it gets a little bit of a different look to it. So I'm going to show you what I like to do, and we're going to mix some colors. So those who watch often know that I always swatch before I color if I'm not sure of what color it's going to turn out to be. So I'm going to try these three to start. So this is YG93. This will be my darkest color. And I think I need one darker than that. This is YG91. I like those two. They're soft. I want the skin to be kind of soft. Oh, the summer reading program at the library I work at, just feeling the kiddos' vibes. That's awesome. I remember I used to be in a little, I used to be in the reading programs during the summertime at our library. We read so many books, and then you get like awards and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it when I was a kid. Okay, so this color right here is a little bit off from what I would normally want my green alien to be, but the only other color I can think of is maybe G94, but I think that's going to be too green. So I think I'm going to go with the YG 95, 93, 91. And we're going to do like a base coat, I know this sounds weird, of E00. You love that? Yeah, I loved it. So we're going to start off making him look a little bit like he would be a human skin tone. But then we're going to go over it with our YG95. So you won't see a whole lot of that skin tone underneath it, but you will see it mixed together with these lighter colors. So this one is the YG93, and this one is the YG91. So you'll see a bit more of that skin tone in there underneath that color. So we could have had this color, or we could bring it to life with this color. And I think this color kind of gives that warmth feel of being alive. So we are going to use those. I do this swatching a lot, and it makes things a lot easier to figure out what colors you want to do. So I wanted to let you know that I am working on some practice sheets and things like that for us to work on in the very near future. I have it partially done. That's okay, Cheryl. Thank you for being here. We haven't even actually started, so you're good. We just swatched. And since you watch all the time, you know what that's like. We're going to use R11 in the ears. So I'm going to start with E00, and we're just going to do all the skin with that. Now, what was I saying? Lost my train of thought. Well, anywho, it'll come back to me. I wanted to get this little alien done. I mean, I could see doing him in so many colors. He would be so fun. Oh, I think I was talking about the practice sheets and cards and stuff like that. It will all be my artwork. It will all be new and fresh and done by me. And I'm working on that for you guys with some details, extra stuff in there. So we'll go over that when it gets a little bit closer, but just know that's coming. So if you're still in the learning phase of learning Copics and coloring and such, it's a great tool. Hi, Kimber. It's a great tool to use, and it's gonna be based off of what I designed for myself when I was learning to color, and it's been super helpful for me. So I want to share all of that with you guys, so that will be coming soon. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. So I just put a little bit of pink in the ears. Now, I could see, you can make this little alien guy any color you wanted. Any color you wanted. And I know it looks like I'm about to color him with human skin. And I could make him look like that, but we are going to go with a little bit of a green tonight. Here's our YG95. Look, Kimber and Leslie are both here. That's awesome. So I'm going to start with the YG95, doing a bit of the shadow areas, and I'm definitely going to put that on the edges of the ears. And then I know the top of his head would get a lot of light, so I'm not going to go too far up. I'm just going to go a little bit on the sides. Just a little bit. We'll come in with the second color. We have to keep in mind, when you're coloring, how many colors you've chosen for your color set, because that will depend on how much of each color you want to get in the scene. So for example, if I chose 5 colors to color this guy, then I wouldn't put a whole lot of this first color in there. But if I only have 3 colors, which is what we've chosen tonight, we know that we're going to have to fill in that whole area with 3 colors. So we're going to put a little bit more than what we would normally put in there. Your order came in today already, Kimber? Yay! Yes, he is. He is. Yep, he's in the new stamp set that I released on Saturday. He is, yes. He is in the Alien Invasion. It's this one. See? There he is. He's so cute. I kind of made him, he's kind of like a boy to me, and this is a girl. Even though I made the girl the warrior one. Because we're all strong. Sometimes we're all warriors in our own way. So just keep in mind how much of the image, how many colors you're going to use with the image, so you can make sure that you get everything covered. So this is my second and actually the middle color. So there's really only one more color after this. So this is going to be my around the outside, and going to fill in quite a bit with this color. I may come back and put a little more shadow in there after the fact, just to deepen it up a little bit. But for right now, this is the color we're going to use. And we did use a base coat for those who are just popping in now. We did use a base coat of E00 on there, and I know that's not the norm, but that's what I like to do. So you can't wait for it to come. Yours is already in the mail too, Cheryl. I know it takes a little while for you, but we did mail everything already. So, and there we left the bundles up in the shop in case anybody wants to go out there and take advantage. There are only a few bundles left, and then you'll still be able to get them individually, but there's only a couple of the bundles left. So there we go, starting to fill in this little guy. And I know that he doesn't really have like a big nose or anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of color right there where his little nose would be. I get paid Friday. I know my checkbook is going to be screaming. Dale and I have been working and talking and planning for the next release, and we're super excited. I think you're going to like it. And there was a clue in what I just said, but you won't know it if you weren't listening, or if you missed it. But yes, we are working on the next release, and we're super, super duper duper excited. So this one will, of course, it'll, I'll be drawing everything, but we're collaborating on what gets released each month. And maybe some more extras in between, because, we got to fill up that shop some more. So we'll be working on that for sure. All right, I'm going to go back in one more time with the darkest color and kind of give them a little bit more depth. While you can see the difference, can you see the E00 shining through? I really like that look. Really, really a lot. So I'm going to just thicken up a bit of my shadow area here. I just want it to show up a little bit more. So we're just going to add a tad bit more of this darkest color. And definitely to the ears. I feel like you can't see as much of that on the ears as I wanted you to. So there we go. And then hopefully you guys had fun. Did you guys see your surprise in your bag? I can't wait till you guys get them. we talked about it on the live, so you'll know it's coming for you, but we have a few of those left as well, which is, but you don't know which one you got. But I'll show you. We had this bucket almost full, and now we just have a few more left in here. So for the orders that come in before those are gone, they'll be, one of them will be included in your package. But when they're gone, that's it. They're the new kickoff ones, so they're just a little knick-knack because that's what I love. I love having those on my desk. They're just fun. And why not? They're a little piece of art. Okay, now we're just blending out with the last color, which is that YG91. And I don't want to do a whole lot over this light area because I don't want to darken that, but I do want this transition spot between the color I added and this color. So we're just smoothing that out along that line a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so that blended out really nicely, and I'm happy with that. Isn't he just so cute? I was so excited when he was finished because I really like him. All right, what color should we make his clothes? We can make them any color we want because I don't have any colors pulled out right now. I don't have any colors pulled out. I do want to use this piece of paper, but that is the only thing that has any color to it at all in the whole scene. So we can pretty much do any color we want. We just have to decide what we want to do. So while you guys are thinking about that, I'm going to use my multi-liner and darken his eyes. I want them to really be dark. And while the Memento isn't as dark as I'd like it to be, I like to stamp with it because it's easy to color with. It doesn't bleed or anything. And there are other inks you can use for that, but Memento's just been what I've used for a very long time. You know, creature of habit, if you will. So now I'm just filling this in. And I'm trying not to do it too thick because sometimes it'll tear the paper if you do it too much because of the pointedness of my pen. And maybe I should mention the pens just a little bit. Of course, purple. I love purple. Or hello? You mean yellow? Your laptop's not working? Don't feel bad. You're not the only one. I had lots of problems with my laptop today. It was doing all kinds of weird Excel things to me. It was crazy. It was nice that I was on Teams talking to someone and I was sharing my screen and they could see it happening to me too, so I didn't feel like I was totally crazy today. There we go. Purple or yellow. Let's try yellow. I mean, we do purple a lot because I love purple. We can make a purple accent. Purple and yellow look good together, so let's do that. So we'll make more of the outfit yellow and we'll put purple on the cuffs of the shirt. I think that'll be fun. And let's use some yellow and we'll use kind of a creamy yellow so it sort of falls in this area right here instead of a bright yellow. I think that'll be good. And then since we're going to do purple, let's just go with making the pants in these BV colors that are really dark. So if you haven't seen these BV colors in action, they're pretty cool. So we have BV 29, 25, and 23. And we are going to make his pants in this color, this BV 29. So it almost looks black when you use it until you get the lighter colors in there, and then you can kind of see the difference. So gonna look a little bit black at first. But if I put it up against black, it wouldn't look black. So it's kind of hard to explain, but so true. So I'd like to know how many who are watching tonight use, if you use Copic or Olo or something else. Just curious. Who's here? Do you use Copic or Olo? And if you're watching on the YouTube replay, feel free to comment that as well there, because I'm just trying to see how many followers I have with other markers, on whether I should do some videos with different types of markers as well. I mean, I have a full set of Olos, but use Copics. Okay. I mean, I love them. They're my favorite. I do like the Olos. They just, I haven't tried them since I got my new set. So we'll see how well they hold up on whether they leak or not, because I was having some problems with that. I know I told you guys that before, but I have a new set now that is supposed to be better. And I haven't had a chance to play with them with setting up the website and stuff. So you may see an Olo live sooner, you know, in the next little bit, so I can test them all out and see if they blob on me. And then, yeah. So I'm a firm believer. It doesn't matter what you use. You can master any type of medium. I've seen people do good things with like Crayolas. So you can do really nice things with whatever medium you want to use, as long as you get to know how it works. That's part of the process, is really learning your markers. I can tell you a lot about Copics. I can't tell you as much about any of the other ones, but I can definitely tell you about Copics. I do need to do a refill session, so I may do a marker maintenance session coming soon. Possibly this weekend, because I really need to get them cleaned and refilled. Only one person commented what color they're using. Oh, there's some likes. Watercolor, but you want to try Copics. Did you know you can airbrush with Copics? I have an airbrush system that Dale built for me. It's pretty fun too. I haven't done that on a live because it's loud, because you're using an airbrush. So the pump is going and it's really loud for a live, but you can airbrush with it, and it's pretty cool. I haven't done it in a while, but I've done it before. And I can teach you Copics if you can teach me watercolor. I've tried watercolor so many times and I'm terrible at it. I mean, just absolutely terrible. You probably think I'm lying, but I'm serious. I'm really bad. I'm really, really bad. I took some watercolor classes. I even bought the watercolor stamps and all that from Art Impressions, but I am just not good at it. Airbrush would be amazing. It may have to be something that I do in more of a live sitting, like when we have a retreat or something and we're all together, then I could do it so that it's not so loud. Let me see if I have these two colors are so close. I need a lighter color to go with that. And I knew I was going to have these colors pretty close. I think this one will be better. So that was the dark one's Y26, then Y32, then we're going to go to Y21. Y23 is the one that's close to 32. And then I think I'm going to use V28. I don't use this one quite as much because it's a little bit less purple, more gray. V25 gets a little bit more purple. But this keeps a very subtle purple, which I think will go very nicely with that yellow. So, yeah, I think that'd be great. Yeah, it's fun. It uses ink, quite a bit of ink if you do a big picture, but basically you use this end and you put it into the little machine and then you kind of spray with it. It's really cool. I mean, they had them on the market for a long time. I don't know if you can still get them or not, but I got them and I have it. Dale uses it. No surprise there, right? All right, we're just putting in our little shadow areas with this darkest purple. I think I'm going to make his shoes purple too, because, oh no, let's make them yellow. Because how fun would that be? I usually make it that accent color, but let's do purple. I mean yellow tonight. V25 is next. I really like aliens and space stuff, so I can make cards with this stuff all day. I think they're so universal, and this little guy, he looks like he could be getting ready to go to school or anything. I mean, you could use them for anything. Airbrush is great for backgrounds. Now we have V22. So we're going to finish up with V22. It's pretty light. I was supposed to see How to Train Your Dragon for my birthday, but I didn't make it. Has anybody seen How to Train Your Dragon yet? The live action one. I'm excited. I want to go see it so bad. All right, we're going to have yellow, golden yellow shoes and a yellow shirt. So Y26. This is going to make his shoes stand out so much. And then we're going to do a little bit from his shoulders, under the arms. There we go. This way, under the arms again. So I should ask if there's anything in particular that you guys would like to see colored. Like, did you get a digital stamp that you'd like colored? Or did you get the astronaut or the rocket? Just let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see. Eventually, we'll do all of them, but I want to switch it up. I don't want it to all be just this set. You know what I mean? How to Train Your Dragon. You're totally seeing it. I want to see it too, really bad. And then you guys know I love dinosaurs, and the new Jurassic Park / World movie is coming out July 2nd. So another Jurassic Park movie. Yay! Very excited about that too. I think it'll be awesome. Yeah, this yellow is good. I like this yellow. That's a good idea. Thank you, Cheryl, for your input on the yellow. It's not the bright yellow I usually use. I usually top it off with Y11, almost everything, but we're not going to use that tonight because we're going to keep this a little more mellow yellow. I think they got some good characters for that How to Train Your Dragon real life thing. I think it'll be good. Y21. go. These blend super smooth and really nicely together. That is for sure. It's a good combination. Good color combo. There we go. Just going to touch it one more time on this area that transitions between the last color and this color. So cute. Perfect. All right. So we didn't even use very many colors tonight, just a handful. And we are going to have to cut him out. But let's play around with the background before we do that. Because I don't know what I'm doing with the background, but I'm just making it up as we go along. I don't really know what I'm going to do. Oh, I wonder if we should do it on craft paper. If we have this color thing, maybe we should let's use this craft paper. And we'll see how it goes. We're going to put our little alien over here for a little bit. I should probably do his eyes while that way the white can really dry. So I'm just going to put some white in the center of those eyes just because it'll make it stand out just a tad bit more. He's like the perfect size. I'm really happy with the size he is. But see, look, and his eyes look darker than they were looking when you could see him far away. There we go. She'll probably put a little bit on his shoes. Just right here. Okay. All right, we have him drying over there. And then I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see. I had all these stencils pulled out. I don't have any inks pulled out, but we'll get them. And this is the lunar stencil. And this, you guys really liked this one. This is the night sky. And then this one is the sentiment stencil. I really like this one. This is going to be fun. So we're going to I'm going to use all of them. I don't know how, but we're going to do it. So I want this one. I want this to be over here. I know that for sure. So we might as well just put it there. Look at the back of that paper. Ooh, so pretty. Well, I should have put more glue in my... Did you stamp? Did I stamp her or digital? You mean this little guy? We stamped him at the beginning. We stamped it before we started. I do sometimes do them digital and sometimes I use the stamps. I kind of use both. It really depends on what I want to do with it. Usually when I print digital, it's because I'm trying to like layer them up or put them in a scene or, you know, something to that effect. Oh yeah, I went way far on the glue. That's usually when I use that. The digitals. All right, and now I'm going to cut this off. So it lines up with my paper, which is perfect. Oh yes, you were late. That is right. You're right, you're right. Okay. Now we have half of the front of our card. And I think we need to have we need to decide on the sentiment. And I don't know, do we want to do love or celebrate? Inspire. Let's do inspire. Let's do inspire. So I'm going to inspire you to do all kinds of stuff tonight. Are you ready? We're going to start off with a little bit of moon over here. Just a little bit. I mean, you can use this whole moon stencil and make the whole moon picture, or you can just use small parts of it, which is what I love so much about an image like that. And then if you need a much, much smaller moon, you can make the same thing with this one right there. But we need a little bigger one for this corner, so we're going to go ahead and do this one. So I want it to be right there. But I also don't want it to get stuck on this paper that's over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little piece of tape over that so that I don't go... It probably wouldn't stay, but then I'd stick my finger in it and move it all over the stuff, and that would be really bad. So just going to do that. All right. Now, luckily, my inks are right here, very close. So I'm going to grab the black soot because we'll need it. And maybe we'll make the moon... Let's make the moon different tonight. We'll use the black soot, but let's use some green colors. So let's use the citron and the mowed grass. I know that sounds crazy, but I guess we're not necessarily making a moon, we're making a planet. I guess is my plan, and I'm gonna stick to it. You guys ready? We're gonna have a green moon with some black soot on it. So we're gonna start. Let me grab my little holder here. We'll put the black soot in here, so hold it for me. All right, so I'm gonna use the citron, and this is good. We need this green because it's gonna be really helpful on this background because we're using the craft instead of white. So I think that's a great plan. All right, I'm gonna lift this up real carefully. We have a little bit of our moon started out. I'm gonna take these off and we're gonna use them again. This time with this one. Now, since we are using such a small area, and I don't want it to necessarily look like the moon, I want it to look like a planet, kind of. It'll probably look like the moon, but you know what I mean. So I'm gonna stick these back down. And I think I'm gonna move them around. So some of them are gonna be lighter and some of them darker. So let's see how that rolls. All right, so I'm gonna start with the black soot. We have a small brush for black soot, little bitty brush here. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of try to stay sort of around the outside edges of this, all the way around. I mean, if you're gonna do it up big, right? That one will fill in. The little ones will fill in a little bit more like a crater. So we'll fill those all in. And then we're gonna use the mowed lawn. And I actually have a small green brush here, so I think that will help. We'll just use that one. So now we're going to mix this together, kind of deepening these colors. I'm okay with it mixing the black and the green. I just want to get that color in there a little bit. I'm going to use the other end of this to wipe off my little brush. Here we go. You ready? Oh, this is cool. Look at that. Isn't that neat looking? That's really neat. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. While we're at it, we're going to We're going to use this one as well. I mean, just because this is a planet and not necessarily the moon, then we can put a moon in the sky. Why not, right? We can do whatever we want. But I need to know where my inspire is going to be. And I think since I'm going to put my alien over here, I think I'm going to put the inspire above that. And then we'll put a moon even higher. So let's do our inspire. So first I'm going to hold it over so I can make sure I know like which one I want. So I'm going to put this one here. So I want to kind of center it. So I'm paying attention to the side here to make sure it's straight and where I want it to be. You love it? I love it too. And most of the time you don't do that. I mean, you see a moon, you think it has to be the moon colors, but it doesn't. It can be any color you want. It's your world, right? All right. Let's see. Should I do, I think I should do the mowed lawn, maybe. Let's stick with some of the same colors. So we'll go with the mowed lawn and we'll fill this in. Oh, my brush feels a little stiff. Might need to have Dale wash this brush. Sometimes he goes and washes all my brushes for me. He's so nice. Because he knows I won't do it. I just don't have time to wash brushes. It's my craft room helper. There we go. I think I want it to be just a tad bit darker, so I'm going to hit it with one extra little bit there. Okay. Now, to go on top, I think I'm going to do the black. So, it just looks like a blob on there right now. And that's A-okay. You can do this with any of these words. So fun. All right, I already used my moon. All right. We still have one stencil to go after this one. I told you this was going to be a crazy night tonight. I was just making stuff up. I did not have any card inspiration in my head before we started. I'm just randomly using supplies. Sometimes that happens. There we go. So you can see the outline of that underneath it. So you can line it up exactly where you want it. That makes life a lot easier. Going to tape that down again. Still using the same tape that we used before. Now I'm going to go back to the black soot. And my little brush here. Hey, Mom. My little brush that has the black. And then I'm just going to fill these in. This is so easy to do, and it's really smooth. Like, I was a little worried about it, but it's super smooth and easy. And just fill it in. And you could fill it in with a pen or, you know, whatever you want. It's up to you. I do like the love, though, because it has that heart that you can shade. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Isn't that cool? I love these more and more. Every single time I use them, I like them even more. And did you know that once you build the word, you could cut it out and then use it as sentiments? So you could, if you have a brother scan and cut, all you got to do is scan it and it'll cut it out for you. And you'll have all these words in whatever colors you want. And especially if you use Copics, you can match these colors match really well. The oxides match really well with the Copics. So you could match up your colors that you use the most and then make a word out of it, and it'd be awesome. All right. I think we're going to use next this one. So I'm dying to try this meteor stuff up here because I haven't played with it yet. And I think it'll be fun. So I'm going to turn this upside down and work on it from the upside down. But look at how cool that looks. Oof. And I love that paper, man. It makes me so happy. Oh, we don't want the meteor coming to hit him. We need to put it going the other way. Yeah, let's do it going this way. We'll kind of have it coming off the page. So we'll start it right there. Oh, where's my tape? Here it is. Okay, it's a meteor, so we're going to use the black soot again. I should probably use the gray so we can put the craters inside. That would be cool. So let me grab the gray or something similar to gray. Whatever I can find the fastest. Maybe we'll just use, let's use this. Let's stick with the green. Let's use forest moss. It'll be dark, but not as dark as the black. So we'll be able to play around with that. Hey, honey, will you grab me some orange, red, and yellow so I can do those next? Okay, so this one is forest moss. And see, it's kind of greenish, but more of an olive green. Then we're going to lift that up. And we're going to put this fits right over top of it. See how you can see it through there? I'm going to put some craters on this little feller. We're just using everything tonight, Dale. While you were in the other room.
You said you're going to wing it.
Yeah, I am. We're just making stuff up as we go along. But we're having fun, right, guys? Okay. So we're going to use the black and go over these little craters. I'm doing it very softly, not real thick. I don't need it to be real thick. I just want you to be able to see them. Pretty cool. I like that. I was telling them, Dale, I haven't gotten to play with this one yet. So tell me, Dale, would you put this one down first and this one over top of it?
No, you put your, oh yeah, you did your crater.
This one first?
They're in order.
Oh, okay. So they're in order. 1, 2, 3, and this one goes over top.
You have the first one when the production one has the craters after the asteroid.
If I make you Mexican food and fold laundry, can you let me play? Of course. Of course, of course. All right, here we go. I want to make it go up a little bit. So we're going to do it like this. And
no, it's supposed to, do you want it attached?
No, is it supposed to be attached?
Yeah.
Oh, holy cow, look at that.
Yeah.
It attaches exactly right over top.
Yeah, everything aligns.
Oh, okay, well then, yeah, let's do that. I didn't realize it did. That's the point of playing with these, so I can tell you guys how they work, you know. So Dale pulled Lumberjack Plaid, so we're going to start off with the darkest color, which is going to be our little red here. I like Mexican food. I hate folding laundry, but I do it. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? That almost looks good just by itself. All right, and then we place this one.
So you'll see it lines up with the second one. So you see that
right here. So it lines up on top of this one. And then we'll do the second layer. I'm going to do a third one with the same stencil. I'll show you in a minute.
So I do a little bit of yellow in the middle and then do the outside orange.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm doing orange. Orange on this side. This is really a really bright orange. I feel like I'm having a, what does that look like to me? Not a peach or orange, but something else. And look at all the hair. Like, how did I get that hair on my...
Well, you know it's not for me. I'm bald.
Yeah, that I don't like that. I'm really picky with my stuff. There we go. All cleaned off. Woohoo!
Mango.
Mango, yes. It looks like mango. It's called marigold, but it looks like mango to me. Then this one is fossilized amber, and this one is yellow, but it's dark. It's not a bright yellow. Squash. Squash is a good explanation of that. Then we're going to go over this end with yellow. That way the yellow and orange will like mix together. Oh, it's on fire. Isn't that cool? Oh, I think we need another one, you guys. Do you want to do that one more time? I think we need to do that. Wait, do we have another one? A bigger one?
Well, you have a bigger, just plain asteroid.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want another one of them. I think that's cool. Okay, we're going to do this again because I think we need another one. I'm feeling inspired. And that is what the card says. So, you know, we got to roll with that. This time I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. I'm not going to stick this back in the ink again. I'm just going to use what's left over. We're just going to use the leftovers. Huh?
That same night.
Oh, good night. Is it time to play games?
I have to beat her husband in cribbage.
Yep. They play games at night. I recognize. Okay. So this fits in there, but once you already have it colored black, it's a little hard to see how it centers, but we're going to eyeball it, even though we could just wipe off the stencil and then we'd know, but I'm going to eyeball it because, you know, that's how I roll. Leftover ink I used again. I'm okay with that. That's not bad. You love that stencil? I love this stencil too. I really like this fiery thing going crazy. It's fun and you get to pick whatever colors you want. And it lines up on top so you don't have any big white spaces in between. I hate when the big white spaces happen, you know? Okay, red. And I'm just using leftover ink from the last time we did this on my brushes. It's kind of my way of using up the excess. Oh, Dale said he likes to do orange on the end and yellow closer. So I think so we're going to do them the opposite than what we did before. This is the yellow one. We're going to do it closer. So just giving it a little bit of a different look. And I picked up some of that red. So it's going to kind of turn it orange anyway. Voila! And it is a little bit different, but look at how cool that is. Oh my gosh. We have to do threes. Okay, we'll count this as 1, 2, 3. But I really want to do it again. You guys, I'm out of control.
You can put some stars back there.
Yeah, but I like this. Let's put this one. Let's put the big one. Let's put the big one. Like, oh man, you saw this one coming. Wait till you see the great big old one that's coming up next. You're going to be in trouble. I'll touch the ink again. This one's almost going to have a face on it and say, hey, here I come. I'm sorry. I'm feeling a little dorky tonight. But we all need that sometimes. And I'm sure I'm going to be feeling even more after I eat that Great American cookie that's out in the other room that I can't wait to eat. Voila! Look at that. We got a little bit on the pattern paper, so I'm just going to wipe it off. There we go. Okay, that's really cool. Something is coming that's not good. A big storm. All right. I think we need stars. Dale wanted us to do stars, but I think I'm going to use the white gel pen. I think we need to use the white gel pen. We're going to try this and see if it works. So this is my white gel pen. You guys know I love it. I use it all the time. I'm going to see if I can just color in the little stars so they'll be white. And we'll see how that looks if I don't smear it. Well, it worked a little. At least it got the image out there so I could spruce it up a little bit with a tad bit more ink. I think that's not bad. I kind of like it. We'll put a couple of those. We need at least 3 because, you know, everything goes in 3s. So just kind of outlining it a little bit with this white gel pen. And then I lift it up and I'll color it in just a little bit thicker. I like how this pen works. I really like this pen. This is the Deco Gel pen that I talk about all the time on my lives because I like it so much. I'll put a little star right here. I mean, we could have just used stickers or whatever, but I like using this stencil. It's fun. It's like a build a scene stencil, which is awesome. I mean, we are building a scene with this stencil. How fun is that? I guess we got meteors instead of the moon. I was going to put the moon up there, but we got meteors instead. I'm okay with that. I am good with that. All right, look at that. We used 1, 2, 3 different stencils tonight and got super fast background. I like it. What do you guys think? I mean, for not having a plan and just making something up, that's pretty good. All right, I'm going to move my my inks out of the way. I think I might, I think I want to put a little bit of color around the outside because I feel like it's a little bit plain. But before I do that, I need to check because I think this is going to need to be trimmed down just a little bit for the front of a card. Yep, it is. So I really wanted that over there, but I guess it's not going to happen because I want to keep our scene on the other side. There we go. Then we're going to trim a little bit over here so we can make this 5 1/4 by 4. So probably like that. And then we'll turn it around and take a little off of this side. That way it's evenly distributed. Our differences. It also cleans up any edges that like you might have, you know, messed up on or got extra color on or whatever you want. But I'm going to use these leftover brushes and see if I can get any ink off of them. And I think I'm going to use more than one color because I can. Because why not? I mean, this is space. Nobody knows what it would look like out there. It could be anything. Could be anything we want. I'll put a little bit of red in there, but I have to be careful with it, not to put too much, because I don't want too much red in there. I like that. That's cool. Really looking cool. Yay. I like it too. I think it's turning out nicely. All right, I got to cut my little guy out. Anybody have any questions while I trim him out? I think he's going to match perfectly with these colors. You guys pick good colors. He's not too hard to cut out, so it won't take too long. The hardest part is his little antennas, but I'll show you how I do those so you can see. I'm just going to cut him out real quick. We're not going to do a whole lot of detail. Just get him out of the paper. I like these tiny scissors. I think you can get them at Spellbinders, or you can get them at Pear Blossom Press. That's where I got mine. So usually I just go up and around those little antennas. I don't get that close to them. I don't think it really matters. You could cut them off and use a pen to draw them back on after you put your guy on your project. It's just up to you, but in this case, we got it covered. Try to move your paper and not your scissors. Makes things cut a little bit better, faster, smoother. I feel like I'm doing a commercial. Faster, smoother, stronger. What? There was a commercial that went like that. What was it? There we go. All right. And I want him over here. Look at how cute that is. Holy cow. Okay, we need a card base. So let me see what I got over here. You guys, I've been making so many cards. I don't have a lot. I'm going to have to cut card bases again. It's a good size image. That's why I asked if it was a stamp. Yeah, it is. I like to build them so they fit like perfectly on the card. And I also like them, sometimes I like them a little bigger if I think that most of the time when I make the card, I'm going to consume the front with it, then I make it bigger. And sometimes if I feel like I might want to put more than one in the image, I want to make sure it's small enough that it's not too small to color, but it still works on the card. So I'm glad you guys like the size. I was kind of hoping it would bring out the purple in his outfit, but I don't think it's gonna work. Maybe we should go with something more like red or orange. So here's orange. This is more like a, it's not really a red, it's kind of a peachy color. Or I have orange, orangey yellow color. I think I kind of like that one. This one's a little too pink. I kind of like that one. Speak up if you see one you like. I have a good yellow one that might work as well. Yeah, so this one is more yellow and kind of like that. What do you like, yellow or orange? Well, I have a green too, I bet would look really good. Or green. Nah, it's got to be orange or yellow. I think orange or yellow. Yes, orange, yellow, orange. What do you think?
Orange.
Dale thinks orange. See, she thinks yellow. She likes yellow. I think yellow too. I know it's your birthday, but I already made your card. All right. Should I make him wobble or should I just put him on there? I just stick him on there. Just stick him on there. All right. Where is... All right, here we go. This is going to actually be one of those cards that sits this direction instead of the other direction we normally do. I feel inspired. Do you guys feel inspired? That was the goal, to feel inspired. I feel inspired to continue crafting. right, here we go. Perfect. Now, could you imagine doing those meteors on another kind of card? Like one that you did a whole night sky with those in there? It would be so cool. Okay, I feel like it needs just something else. Like it's just almost like not quite there for me. So I'm thinking more white gel pen. So just want some more dots. Some big, some small. I should have got my other gel pens out. I'm pretty sure I had orange and red and yellow. I could have made this even more crazy. I like it though. Even though it's a little on the crazy side. It's kind of fun. And look, this is going to look like it's in a deep hole. Look, that's cool, huh? Look at that crater, looks cool like that. I might have to do some more. Okay, hold on. I gotta do a couple more. It's almost like, is there something living in there? What's up with that? There. That's cool. All right, don't forget to use your white gel pen when you make your meteors. You might have to put your out of this world on the inside because it's feeling like an out of this world card. This is that soda press again that I use for everything. Just spreads the glue out so you get an even hold and it won't fall off your card. And look at that. Wow, you could have said inspire or happy birthday or pretty much anything. Is that fly on my desk or on the TV? Oh, it's on the TV. We somehow got a fly in the house. There it is. It's up there again. Oh, you almost had it. All right, what do you guys think? Was it fun? Did you like it? Are you going to try yours? I can't wait to see. Make sure you share in the group. We'd love to see what you create. Doesn't even have to be a finished project. Just play with it. Just play with it and look how much fun. Like most of the time you do a moon, but look at how cool that is. It almost looks like a reflection of water or something. I mean, I really like it. I really like it. I think if I did it again, oh, look, we could even add more. Like if I did it again, I think that I would make the background of this word inspire in the light green instead of the dark green. Sorry, the fly landed on me. I don't do well with bugs, even flies. I'm just going to add a little bit of the white gel pen to this word just to show you how different you can make it look if you want. It's back over here by my head. You guys, you can tell it's summertime. The flies are out. The flies are out. Oh, I can hear it. It threw me off. I messed up my R. It's okay though. Okay, look how cool that looks. See? You can even add like stuff to your words and oh, you missed it. It's funny, you guys. Dale's trying to kill the fly. We don't have a fly swatter, but and you could even do it like you could do it on separate paper and then like layer it up and make it thicker, and that would be really cool too. So much you can do, so many options, so many ideas. And if you hadn't noticed, let me just, while I have you guys here, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna show you what this looks like real quick, because it's pretty darn cool. I know you have a sample. I want to do it. All right, I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like. So we're just going to use yellow and red because I think you'll be able to see it from there. And of course, yellow and red would look like another planet. But this is one where you can make different planets. So you take that one first, then you put this one over it. When you get it where you want it. And you can turn it however you want it. I use this tape right here. And then I'm going to grab the red so you can see. We could do the orange, we could do the red. And I'm doing this real light so you can still kind of see the yellow through it. And then I'm going to touch it dark around some of the edges. So we kind of get that shaded effect that we get with Copics, but this time in the design. So you don't always have to make it ultra smooth. You can make it however you want. But, ta-da! It's like a whole different planet. I really like that planet. This is the moon part. It looks just like the other one, and you saw that earlier. But I wanted you to see, I really like this planet. It's fun. And then you could always like put these over it and make it a different color if you wanted. You know, whatever you want to do. Let's see what would happen if we did that. I mean, why not, right? Because we have all these colors out. We might as well use them. I told you I had no idea where this was going to go tonight. We're going to add some green. There probably won't be a big difference between the yellow, but you can still see it. That's really cool too.
Stencils? Yeah.
Oh yes, Cheryl. We talked about that the other day. I think we're gonna have him do some more. This time it won't be a surprise to me, so I might have some say in what words we put on there. That one he just made and said, "What do you think of this?" And I was like, "I think you're awesome." All right. Since I have, you know, my regulars here. Let's do one more just for the fun of it. Just so I can show you how it works. All right. Because this one will be easy and quick, and I'll just take a second to do it. Okay. So let's look at the word sentiment. Okay. So this is my word love. I set it right there. I just want to get an idea for where this goes. I would need some sticky stuff to hold that down. Probably the tacky pixie spray would probably do that for me. Well, I'll use orange now because, you know, we didn't use it earlier. So since I don't have any sticky spray on this, I'm just going to go around my finger with it. And maybe I'll just grab my magnet. Oh, nope, it moved. Don't do that. Don't move. Stay there. If you used a smaller brush, you could probably get this done pretty pretty easy. Where is, there they are. So we got a little bit of, oh, that's very, very light. But look, you can already see the background coming up. It's really, really light, but that's okay. Should I make it darker? Can you see it? I bet you can see it when I put a word over top of it. We'll use red again. Oh no, let's use a different color because I want to make the heart red. Now what we're going to do is we'll just make the words black. We're going to put the word love over top of it. There we go. And because I have this little brush out, we'll just put the word over top of it.
I intended to, at this point, this is where you use the mask to fill in the heart while you colored it a different color.
Oh, that's where you're supposed to put the heart?
Yes.
Right now?
Yeah.
So you can just go like that? Well, that's all right. I got there. Just a little different than you would, but I got there just the same. Oh, black soot. No, I put the wrong lid on my colors. See what happens when you get distracted? Can you help me out here? Dale, can you help me out here? I put the wrong lid on there. Can you get it off? Thank you. Oh, I love having a helper in the craft room. I don't know why black soot looks like gray. Oh, good thing I put that there. Dale said that's what you put that there for. Did you see that? If I hadn't had that there, it would have been a catastrophe. Now, I want the heart to be red. So I'm going to use this little brush I have right here and put the lumberjack in the heart. Oh my goodness, so fun. There we go. Now we have all three colors. And you can't see the orange as well, but you could put any color right there. But look at how cool that is. Now you have love with a different O, with a heart. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. You could even use this without the background if you wanted. All right, that was so fun. Okay, that was just playing because I just felt like playing with you guys because you guys are just so much fun.
Push your heart up so you don't lose it.
Oh, yep. My heart. I put it back in my little tray. Oh, I dropped it. That's where I keep all my little teeny embellishments so I don't forget where they are. I don't normally spill them, but that's what happens when I use one hand. There you go. Look, I even have my ring in there. I don't like to craft with my ring on, so it goes in my little tray while I'm crafting. That's how I roll. Anyway, so here's some ideas on how to use that stencil in different ways. Give you so many different things you could do with it. I love that. I love playing around with them. Here's our project for tonight. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. And if you ever want to see anything in particular, let me know. I haven't decided what we're going to do for Thursday night yet. But if you guys want to see the astronaut, we can do him on Thursday. Or I can do a digital file, if one of the digital files we have in the shop. If you guys have one that you got that you would like to see colored, let me know. Otherwise, if I know my plan ahead of time, I'll post it in the group. Otherwise, just join me and we'll do something. We'll do something fun. It's going to be a good day. Thank you for watching, you guys. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe because we're trying to build the channel. And thank you so much. You can visit the shop at www.ledouxdesigns.com. Love you guys. See you later. Good night.